don't know if they've ever tried this.
Huh?
I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, but I don't know how this would look. I know it would kind of look a little hued, a little like distorted, maybe, and kind of overshot. If they make the playoffs, could they try to do a blue out?
No, that would.
I'm just curious. I'm just throwing out ideas. I'm just seeing what sticks.
They should have a big. They should have a big Blues Clues cutout dog in the middle too. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't think that would look right. I mean,
I'm just saying, like we've had whiteouts, we've had stripe outs. I'm just saying.
I think
we've never tried that.
To be honest with you, I think a blackout would be cool too.
Yeah, but for the Ohio State game, it's the helmet stripe, so it's one blue line. On the other side, somewhere they should do OS poo. OS and then poo. They're not going to do that, obviously, but it'd be funny.
Well, we're all going to have to watch the game on VHS tapes because we don't have service here. And I'm going to watch my Johnny Carson rerun tonight from 1975 when he
Transistor radio, man. I mean, get it going. You'll find it. I bet you will.
Look. Sometimes I watch Johnny Carson at night, and I'm like, man, he really needs to update his couch. Like it's like that 70s look. But
man, that 110-year-old dinosaur.
Yeah. I'm like, why is he interviewing Arnold Schwarzenegger? Arnold Schwarzenegger is like 74 years old now, but hey,
that's a baby to him.
One last take
I'll give you $100 if you can name me people from the 1940s and 50s that Johnny Carson would interview. I would.
Do you know who I was impressed with last week? I don't know if you guys saw, but I mean, yeah, he had that one defensive pass interference, but Zion Tracy, I think he's emerging a little bit, dude. He looked good. He had a couple pass breakups. Somebody who got burnt in the bowl game last year as a true freshman. I think he's really gaining some momentum here, and I expect to see Zion Tracy more. And I just want to give him a little shout out because I thought he played a really good game against USC, and the best I've seen him look so far.
We got
Tyler Warren.
King Mack gave up a touchdown tonight for Alabama. Yeah, but we got it's Tyler Warren and Wheatley. Is it Key Wheatley?
No, Jalen Reed was second team All-American midseason, which is pretty cool. And then Tyler Warren, obviously, first team, because who are you going to put in front of him?
Yeah, you're right about Zion Tracy, too. These are guys that we've covered on this podcast when they were recruits.
Yep.
That's who we got right now. But
from New York, too. Zion Tracy from New York. Not a lot of football out in New York. That's good. But when you find a couple diamonds in the rough out there, man, let's do it.
Yeah, dude. Do they even have football fields in New York? I mean, it's.
I mean, well, we got next year, 2025, Lyric Samuel, the receiver. He's a really good receiver out in New York. There's diamonds in the rough out there, but the football in general in New York, high school football is not really a good thing. Like it's not competitive like Pennsylvania, but there's good players out there. And Zion Tracy is, like I say, he's coming into his own right now, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Now, Brett, I know you get your recruiting updates through Morse code taps since
there's a lot
of cell service here, and you even use Stone Scroll sometimes, which kind of explains.
I actually fly to myself. I had to use all my savings and fly myself to get recruiting updates because my phone does not work. I can't.
Yeah. Didn't you go through Camel? I thought you did a Camel. You go.
He just follows Franklin's private jet, but yeah, it's like this. By the way, the Super Bowl, they use Roman numerals. Like, is Julius Caesar down at the game or what? Like, I don't get it. But yeah, Brett, what do your carrier pigeons say about recruiting right now?
So we're trying to flip some guys. I mean, we just got Josh Johnson. Listen to this. Josh Johnson out of Ohio. We recruit Ohio really well. Right now, he's only a 3-star, but he's a diamond in the rough, let me tell you. He's 6'2", long arms. He could be a cornerback or a safety, so he's got good length. You know how Dex will take a long safety or Terry Smith will take him. Either way, he was committed to Louisville, decommitted, and came back to us because we thought we were going to get him a few months ago. just got Josh Johnson. We had Lex Cyrus. Remember the receiver that committed to South Carolina from our backyard? We had him on campus for the UCLA game, so watch for him. We might flip Lex Cyrus. We also have Brandon Finney on. Brandon Finney's from Maryland. He's a safety. He committed to Oregon out of nowhere a few months ago. We think it was NIL related because he told Penn State he was going to come to Penn State. A few days later, he committed to Oregon. We were like, what? So watch for Brandon Finney. We could possibly flip him. He's a top 100 player in the country coming out of high school, so we need to get him. There's a couple other players.
Dylan's page.
You know how we got 2 California recruits coming up next year and the following year? We got 2 California guys coming, a quarterback, Troy Hoon, and the cornerback, Darius Dixon. Well, guess what? We just had a visit from a receiver in California against UCLA. Madden Williams is his name, I believe. He just came the whole way from Cali to see us beat a California team. So that's pretty cool. Recruiting's on another level right now. We're getting people on campus. I expect a lot of movement to be happening here in a couple weeks. So be on the lookout.
What's our ranking, Brett?
For 2025?
Yeah, what's our ranking right now? Do you know?
Recruiting 2025 ranking for the class that we have 25 commits right now, so it's getting pretty full. In the industry, we're like 14th right now. So, Antonio Branch, he ended up going to Colorado, the guy you just looked at. But we're 14th, which is fine. You realize like 7 to 14, you're literally splitting hairs at that point. The only way you can get in the top 5 is if you have a 5-star or 2, and not all 5-stars work out. So. I trust James Franklin and the recruiting staff because they know how to recruit, and we have very talented individuals every year. So I trust their evaluations. They get diamonds in the rough every year. Look at Drew Aller. He was a 3-star when they offered him, and then he ended up being a 5-star by the end of it. Ethan Grunkmeyer, 3-star, ended up being a high 4-star at the end of it. So I trust their evaluations, and 2026, we could be top 5. The 2026 recruiting class, we have 6 commits already. And we're in the top 3 right now. Out of 6 commits.
But, that's also why I think that Washington's game might be the most important one if we beat Ohio State, because that's going to be the whiteout game, right? That's the representative for the what? Could you imagine if we beat Ohio State and the whiteout is occurring? How many of these recruits you're talking about will be flocking to this particular game? Because again, they just saw them beat Ohio State, like hypothetically, and they're going to go into that game like. That right there just screams everything that's going to go our way if it happens for the next 2-3 years in terms of recruits. They're going to want to come here. They're going to want to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, Brett, what's the lineman's name that we have? The dude that was like literally, he's pushing that guy downfield. What's his name?
Wait, who's on the team now, or?
No, he's a recruit. I think he's 2025.
Are you talking about Kevin Brown, 2026 offensive lineman? He's
Kevin Brown. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Listen, Jared, this dude Kevin Brown for 2026. He's an offensive tackle. He's probably going to be a 5-star by the end of it. There's a video of him. He's 16 years old. There's a video of him jumping out of the shallow end onto the deck, onto the concrete. He jumped out of the pole, being in the pole, onto the just think about that. What?
Wait, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
He's standing in the shallow end, in the pole. There's a video of him jumping out of the freaking pole onto the concrete, man. Do you know how strong your legs have to be to do something like that? To force your body out of water? It's insane, dude. The dude's like a freak athlete. He's out of Harrisburg. He went to the same high school as Micah Parsons.
Holy crap, I'm seeing images of this dude. Jeez.
Brown is a giant. He's 16 years old, man. Yeah.
That's a 16-year-old guy right there. That picture, I'm looking. This guy right here that I'm taking a picture. Oh, dang it.
Kevin Brown.
We don't have any 5-stars yet. But
type in Kevin Brown on 3. He's 6'5", 260, and he's 16 years old. He's 27th in the nation ranked right now.
Kevin
he's
Brown's our number. Yeah, he's our number one
Yep.
recruit from the 2026 class. But I'm going to try and pull up that video.
He's insane, man. Yeah, try to pull that up. He's got slick back hair. Jared, just type in Kevin Brown on 3. Because
Yeah.
then you'll know it's a football player. Yeah.
This guy right here is that's him.
It's glowy, but that's got to be him. Yeah. Look at him, dude. He's 16 years old. Look at him.
He's 16.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's 2026. He'll be joining our team. So it's 2024 right now, man.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm 37 years old. That guy makes me a little self-conscious. Jeez,
Dude, he's
bump
not
into
even
him in the high school hallway.
He's 6'5", 260 already from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He's 27th in the nation. He's top 20. Yeah.
I'm trying to find
Number 1 out of PA, number 3 O-line right now. That's the type of guys that we're getting, dude. Yeah, that's the type of guys that we're getting right now.
I'm trying to find the swimming.
Could have went anywhere.
But I don't see it.
I don't know where that was posted. It must have been Instagram, but
Yeah, I don't see it, but yeah, he's a freak. He is a freak.
Wow.
let me look on YouTube. It's got to be on there.
I mean, you look at the guy, he just looks freaking massive, man. Like it's unbelievable.
Dude, he's solid, man. Like,
all right, so
Say what I'm looking for.
Masai Mickens for 2026, Troy Hun, Daniel Jennings. I mean, we're bringing guys in. A lot of these guys, even 2025, some of these guys are going to move up to 5-star guys.
yep, Jared, that's the top 6 quarterback in the country out of California, Troy Hoon.
Troy,
Jaden Woods, he's probably going to be a 5-star guy. Malachi Goodman, he's another one. Darius Dixon, Darius Dixon, he's the one from Modern Day,
California. Yep, we're getting them.
Dude, LeVar Arrington's son just looks like, look at that. Dude.
Well, he just went up in the rankings, guys. LeVar Arrington's son was a 3-star until a couple days ago. Now he's a 4-star.
Dude, he's scary looking, man. Look at that.
Yep.
He looks like his dad. He's that's a football player right there, man.
Yeah.
The most underrated guy in our class coming up, Matthew Otten, the flip from Virginia Tech. Yeah. Matthew Otten is a.
And then we got Cam Smith. He's another 4-star. He's another 4-star guy. You got Jameer Joseph. You got Jeff Exenor. I mean, tons of 4-star guys. Jay Sean Burnett. But here's the thing, man. Like I've said in the past, like when you start beating Ohio State, the teams that you're supposed to beat, when you start beating these guys, not only do you get recruits, you get more respect. You're going to get respect to playoff because at the end of the day, man, like the way they rank us is they are ranking us historically. They really are. They rank us like we never beat Ohio State. Therefore, we're not going to get like these 5-star receivers year in, year out like Ohio State does. I mean, we could really flip the script on these recruits if we start beating Ohio State. And then, I mean, that's why I've said it about the playoff for years and years and years and years. Well, 3 years that I've done this show, but I've said it like outside of this show too. When you start getting into the playoff, like the top 4, like we should have in the past, recruits see that. I mean, it's something as simple as getting more airtime. If you make the top 4 now, especially, man, like that, recruits see that. And that's why making the playoff is so important. And that's why it's so devastating when we don't make it, because when you're in the playoff, you're in that top 4. There are some players who are like, man, they're always in the top 4. Like, I want to play there. You know what I mean? It's that exposure that you get. You get that exposure, and that's very important. So, overall, man, we're going on an hour and 15 minutes right now. But, yeah. So, we'll be back Thursday for the Wisconsin pregame. We'll be back on Saturday. And then Ohio State, I'm trying to do a big episode for that, trying to have like some extra guys on. I mean, we could have like 5-6 people on here for that episode. That'll be because that's a big game. I want to have the guy I mentioned earlier, the O coordinator, because he really knows football. He's someone that I'd like to have on here more often because I've said it. You know, I'm not an X's and O's guy. Brett's definitely way more X's and O's than me. So is Jared. Matt from Penn State Jersey, he's a good X's and O's guy. Greg Garrity, obviously. I mean, he actually played football for Penn State, so he's obviously an X's and O's guy.
I have Greg on.
Yeah. So that's just not. I mean, I know football, but I'm not an X's and O's guy, man. I know the program. I know.
Yeah, the history of it. And all that.
And like really I know football. I just don't like always break down like, oh, they're in 12 personnel, they're in 11 personnel, or this O-line guard pulled here, and that's just not really my thing. Which is why
it's hard to see stuff live. You almost got to watch it back, because I didn't know Tyler Warren snapped the ball on that play until they showed it. Yeah, because he hid. He hid so nobody would see him do it. It was a genius play call. Genius.
Yeah. And like Brett's an X's and O's guy, and like this other guy I'm going to have on the O coordinator, he's an X's and O's guy, and we're all going to learn stuff from him. Mm-hmm. And he told me last night, he said, I've been studying Andy Kotelnicki for years, and
he loves him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's one of those guys, man, that a lot of people have studied because he is good at what he does. But we'll see if it converts to beating Ohio State. I mean, Chip Kelly, he couldn't pull it out against Oregon. I mean, we'll see. Bill O'Brien, he had a little bit of a rough time with Alabama. He didn't stay at Ohio State because of his son. His son, I forget what his son has, but
something going on.
Yeah, he's special needs. He has, I forget what he has, but pretty much the reason why he didn't stay at Ohio State was because of his family, and that's totally that's understandable, obviously. And he likes Boston College. He's from that area. He was on Julian Edelman's podcast talking about how he really likes Boston College. And by the way, did Florida State lose again?
Yeah, Florida State lost to Duke last night, and Duke has never beat Florida State ever, so that's funny.
That's why. Manny Ramirez. That's why I was like, I knew that loss because Manny Ramirez and Duke beat him. Yep.
I mean, Manny Diaz's team is scrappy. They're not winning crazy, but they're scrappy. They're 5-6-1 or whatever it is. Got to give it to him. And that's his first year with a program that's not really a football school, and their head coach took a lot of players. Mike Elko took a lot of guys with him, so he's doing a good bit with not much. So, I mean, you got to appreciate it, I wish we had Manny still, but good luck to him.
I'm just going to pull them up real quick.
But I think Tom Allen's going to redeem himself. I think he's going to.
All right. Florida State is 1-6. They are one of the worst top 10 ranked teams of all time starting out the season. Wow. Their only win is 14-9.
The cow. That's a bowling game.
Dude, DJ Young ULA, however you say his name. Like, I remember him from QB1. He beat out, I forget the starter's name. He beat him out as a sophomore. And you saw it play on the show. But he's supposed to be this great recruit. He was in the same class as CJ Stroud, I think.
Yep. And he got injured a couple games ago, so they put in Brock Glenn. And Brock Glenn might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen. There's a lot of bad ones, but he played varied. Look at his stats against Duke. It's bad.
Brock Glenn?
Yeah, he's bad, man. Look at the box score.
Brock Glenn.
Hey, guys, I'll be right back in a sec, okay?
Yep. We're jumping off, Jared.
9 for 19, 110 yards, and 2 interceptions is bad, man.
Wow.
That's bad. That's under horrible. 50% and didn't throw a touchdown. Yeah. He's a freshman, so you gotta give him some time to become a person, but his QBR is a 46.
He definitely looks like he would sell like life insurance or something like that.
And he probably will here in a couple of years.
But
we've been on for a long time.
Like I said, I want to catch up with you real quick before we jump off. But I'm gonna go get some water out of my well since we don't have electricity here, and I'm gonna warm up my record player so that I can at least listen to some oldies before I go to bed. So hopefully, where Gus Johnson lives in Columbus, Ohio, I think they do have cell service there.
Let Gus know that you have a full rack of wood so you can start a fire tonight. So.
Yeah, just smoke signals. Yep.
I'm pretty sure they're naming the field at Ohio State after Gus Johnson. So, some people just have it worse than others, but
Right.
we'll go out on that end. I should go out playing a clip of Johnny Carson back in the day.
I mean,
All right,
since
guys.
that comet's in the sky, we can also just, do the star and alignments, just make sure, where you're following, and you'll go there, and that's where you'll find your cell service,
Yep.
Yeah, and I typically go by horse and buggy to the Penn State game, so, it works out.
And since you don't have service or internet, somebody's got to send you the Jimmy Carson stuff so you can post it.
Yeah, the only reason that I even have service right now is because I have one of those, what are those things called that Elon makes?
I'm not
What's
sure.
it called?